You know that feeling you get when something feels off, but you keep telling yourself you're overthinking it. That quiet discomfort you ignore because everyone says relationships take work. Here's the truth. Most people learn too late. Some people don't need patience. They need distance. And marriage doesn't fix what's broken. It exposes it. There are people you should never marry. Not because they're evil, not because they're dramatic, but because they carry patterns that will slowly dismantle your peace while convincing you it's normal. 1. The one who never takes responsibility. Pay attention to how they talk about their past. Every ex was crazy. Every boss was unfair. Every friend betrayed them. This isn't bad luck. This is a refusal to self-examine. When someone builds their identity around being the victim, accountability feels like an attack. 2. The emotional ghost. They're physically present, but emotionally unavailable. You share something vulnerable, and they deflect. You're hurting, and they disconnect. This isn't mystery. It's avoidance. People who learned early that emotions are unsafe survive by shutting down. And in marriage, that means you'll feel alone even when you're together. You'll spend years trying to connect while they label you needy for wanting closeness. 3. The intense beginning that turns cold. In the beginning, you're everything. Constant messages, big promises, heavy intensity. Then stability arrives and warmth disappears. This isn't passion fading. It's a cycle. Idealization hooks you. Devaluation keeps you chasing. Once they have certainty, interest drops. Intensity isn't always love. Sometimes it's a warning sign wearing fireworks. 4. The emotionally illiterate partner. They can't name their feelings, can't read yours. Get defensive the moment you try to talk. Every disagreement turns into escalation or shutdown. Emotional intelligence isn't optional in marriage. It's foundational. Without it, conflict becomes warfare, and repair never happens. Love cannot compensate for the inability to regulate emotions. 5. The controller disguised as concern. They check your phone, question your movements, frame surveillance as protection. This doesn't calm down with commitment, it escalates. What starts as checking in becomes monitoring. What feels like care becomes confinement. Control doesn't keep you safe, it keeps you small. 6. The one who refuses to grow. Same complaints, same excuses, same cycles. Years pass and nothing changes. They talk about improvement, but never move. You cannot grow with someone who is committed to staying stuck. You will become their therapist, motivator, and emotional parent, and they will resent you for wanting evolution. 7. The financially reckless one. Not imperfect with money, deceptive with it. Hidden debt, impulse spending, grand plans with no follow-through. This isn't about wealth. It's about responsibility. Financial dishonesty is a character issue, not a budgeting issue. In marriage, their chaos becomes shared reality. 8. The one still living in the past. Constant mentions of their ex. Comparisons. Emotional leftovers. Someone who hasn't emotionally left a previous relationship cannot fully enter a new one. You'll compete with a memory that isn't real anymore. And you'll lose, because fantasies don't have flaws. 9. The conflict avoider who explodes. Everything is fine until it isn't. Silence replaces communication. Resentment stockpiles quietly. Then comes the outburst or emotional withdrawal. 10. The one who makes you doubt yourself. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. That didn't happen like that. This is not miscommunication. It's erosion. When someone repeatedly invalidates your perception, they weaken your trust in yourself. Confusion becomes control. Marriage doesn't transform people. It magnifies them. Stress reveals character. Pressure exposes habits. Commitment doesn't soften dysfunction. It locks it in. Healthy relationships aren't dramatic. They're regulated. They're consistent. They're built on responsibility, emotional presence, honesty, and growth. Not promises, not intensity, not potential. The red flags you notice aren't challenges to overcome. They're information. Exit signs don't disappear because you ignore them. They wait. That's your everyday reality check. Insight isn't optional, it's necessary. Subscribe to Everyday Reality Check because someone had to say it.